had somebody who wrote in a question and said, my son, 15, was diagnosed with high-functioning ASD a year ago. He's angry anytime topic comes up and denies that he needs any help, but grades are crashing and he has no real friends. What do I do?
So he's 15 years old, and where is he at?
I don't know where.
What class, or can you read that first section again?
So they say, my son, 15, was diagnosed with high-functioning ASD a year ago.
Okay.
So he was diagnosed at 14.
Yeah.
He's angry anytime the topic comes up, I guess, of the ASD.
Of course.
And denies that he needs any help, but his grades are crashing and he has no real friends. What do I do?
Okay. Let's try to break this down on friends. Okay. So clearly if he has... okay, so I'm trying to go back in time and figure out exactly what happened. And I'm guessing that something around 13, 14, maybe even longer, parents were concerned and sought out help and ended up getting a diagnosis. Wonderful. Now we have a diagnosis. It helps. It does not help in terms of intervention or knowing what to do. What I always tell people when I do a diagnosis is that the only reason this matters is that it's going to get you funding. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else about this diagnosis matters in any way. And that's really important because there are two types of things happening right now. There are people who are getting diagnosed in their teens and they hate it because it is a major, they see it as a terrible label. Like that is saying to the world, this individual cannot do a bunch of things. And your child is hating that. Your child is thinking, wait a minute, this is not fair. Like, I'm doing my best. Why did you just pin a label on me that tells the world not to even give me a fair chance? Which is probably how he's seeing it. And then there's individuals who really don't even have the issues involved with ASD, but they're claiming it as an accommodation. They're sort of like, yeah, I have ASD. That means that I don't actually have to take my tests on time, or, you know, if I have issues with going to school, this is why, right? So in your child's case, it sounds like he doesn't like the label because the label is something negative to him. And there's a couple of different things you can do with this. First of all, you need to make sure he understands that there are like brilliant geniuses in the world who have this label. Like, that's, I think, very important for him to know, that people like Einstein were said to have very high functioning ASD. You know, there's a lot of literature about the incredible strengths of some people who have been diagnosed with high functioning ASD or Asperger's, which is high functioning ASD essentially, and they have changed the world in really significant ways.
Yeah.
I mean, there's shows on this, right? What is the Young Doctor, or what is that show? You know, there's a series that
Young Doctor,
right? And it shows that there are people that are brilliant, and they have this diagnosis. So first of all, help your child understand that that negative stigma that he's upset about isn't really true. So that's one thing. But the other side of it is help him understand that labels don't matter. It's not about labeling something. It's about helping him figure out what's hard for him and then helping him with it. It's like me saying, oh, you know, I'm giving you the label of you know, math deficiency. Okay, great. Now I just gave you a label of math deficiency. What does that even mean? It means you have a very hard time with math. Instead of giving you that label, what I need to do is get you a tutor who can help you understand math. Yeah. A lot of people have a hard time with math. Big deal. So a lot of people have a very hard time with various aspects of their grades. Maybe he has social issues in school that are causing him anxiety, and that's where you need to focus. So what I'm advising you is try to figure out, forget about the label for a minute, whatever it means to you. Perhaps for you as a parent it means, oh, aha, that's why he's having a hard time. None of that matters. That's why, all of the past leading to the problems that he's having doesn't matter. What matters is what you do about it right now. So you need to figure out what are the things that he's having a hard time with? Is he having a hard time with friends? Let's figure out a solution so he can learn to make friends. Is he having a social issue? Are people making fun of him perhaps? What's going on at school that's leading to his grades crashing? Is it just because he's distracted? Maybe you just need to put him in the front seat. Is he having issues with teachers? Maybe they're not giving him enough time. Is it a time issue? Is he distracted by the bell? Like, figure out why he's having a hard time and then come back to us, and then we can give some solutions, because it's really not about identifying a label. It's about figuring out exactly the things in the environment that need to change in order for him to be successful. Let's look at the things he's really, really good at. That's why we built Skills, our online curriculum, this way, because every individual has a series of really strong skills and then some areas of weakness. And what you have to do as you're trying to strengthen those areas of weakness is you have to also highlight their skills and make sure they feel competent about themselves, and they feel like, yeah, I'm not going to be the best at this, but I'm really good at that. And because they feel motivated and reinforced with this aspect of themselves, they are okay to working on these other things as well.
Yeah. The teen years are hard.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm in the middle of that. It's just a really hard time. But there are plenty of role models out there. And we show some of them here on the show. And I think even if he doesn't appreciate them right now, he will eventually. We show the video of Logan Shepard all the time.
Yeah.
And Logan is about to be 18.
Yeah.
In just like a month, he'll be 18. Yeah. And what an incredible young man he is. And, I know that when he first found out, because to him it was news, it was not like, woohoo, it took him a little while to process that, but now he's on the other side of that.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, having the time of his life touring as a professional musician with girls screaming his name.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard must that be for him, right?
Yeah.
And friends, and he says, and we show it in the video all the time, he says, I want people to know if I can do this, then anybody can do this. And he's on a mission to prove to people that this is a perfectly wonderful way to live and be fabulous.
Right.
So even just showing your son that video, but I also would encourage you, maybe not him yet, but you to go to wrongplanet.net and read what a lot of people on the spectrum say and how they got through their teen years. Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.